But I also don't like things they do. You know, Chelsea Handler. Talking about 50 Cent. I mean, how you talk about the most racist and doesn't catch an ounce of crap from news organizations other than maybe Fox about the words she chose to use. I had to remind him he was black. If somebody on the right said anything like that, anything even remotely close to that, they would get crucified.
For sure.
Crucified.
Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, F.E. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. We're never tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the champ and the tramp, let the bomb blast.
What's up, everybody? We are back. Me and my man Frank over there, Champ and the Tramp. And today is a big day in the history of the United States. Today is November 3rd. And you know what that means? Second.
November 2nd.
Sorry. Today is November 2nd, which means tomorrow is Election Day. It's huge. It's going to be probably the most pivotal election of my lifetime, and I would say most people's lifetime.
You cover a lot of lifetimes, so
I have. I'm an old man, and I voted ever since I was old enough to vote. I voted in every presidential
I didn't vote every
election.
presidential. I did not vote every one. I'll be honest. I'm voting this one, but
my parents ingrained it in my head. And what they didn't ingrain in my head, and we talked about this briefly, is the importance of local elections.
Yeah,
and I don't do a lot of that, and that's
well, you
what
don't.
I
what
need to
when you vote, you just disregard the local.
No, obviously, but your local.
But there are other vote days that you don't go to.
We're talking about school. You
right.
You weighed in on the last one. I think you were pretty involved on that. But those type mayor elections.
I don't know. You're right.
I think our gubernatorial election isn't up till 2021, right?
20. So this time next year, I guess.
Yeah. So those are even probably more important than just the presidential election. But since today is November 2nd and tomorrow is November 3rd, that's what we're going to be talking about here today. It is a huge monumental election.
And we're drinking too to make it seamless.
Exactly. Frank, what's your take, buddy? How do you see this thing going?
I mean, I think this. How about this? Whoever wins, whatever side, the other side is going to dispute it. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I don't think even just the other side. I think the other actual candidate is going to dispute it.
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
And do you think we're going to know who wins right away?
No, I think that we're going to have a very good idea in a few days.
You think a few days?
Yeah, I think a couple days. You're gonna have a very strong indication of who's won the election. Yes.
Because I remember in 2016, I was fighting at the Garden, the first fight, UFC 205.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday was the election day, and I remember I got to the city that day, and the city was definitely buzzing because of the election.
Sure.
And I remember being in the room and watching the polls, and I'm like, holy! That night I knew before I went to bed, I'm like, holy shit, Donald Trump is our fucking president, you know, which was kind of wild at the time.
Did you give him a shot at winning?
No, I probably not, especially in the beginning. No,
most people didn't. Yeah.
No, I didn't in the beginning. See, the reason I didn't vote, especially in that election, I just feel like it was, New Jersey is such a Democratic state; it's gonna go that way anyway.
I get it.
This election I did a little different.
Yeah, I get it, but that mentality.
I know it's
representative of so many people that don't go out and vote, and that's the mass numbers. It's not just an individual thing. You look at it as I'm just an individual,
but
more
lot
people
think act like that.
Right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, right.
So
how many voters? They say 80 million voters this year. Is that right? At the most, I think they said.
It's the number
80
sounds
million
right.
registered voters. I think it's the most ever.
Yeah. They say this is a record year for sure. Yeah, and it's easier, obviously, because you get your ballot mailed to you. You know what I mean? So,
right, yeah.
You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to show up at the polls.
Like you said, your parents instilled in you voting, but think about now your parents can actually physically vote for you.
Yeah,
because that's probably what's happening, right? How many kids live at home? Yep. Their parents are getting their fucking ballots, and they're like, "I'll fucking fill this out for him."
There's no question. That's happening to a degree, but I think. most of that's going to cancel itself out. You know what I mean? I mean, I
what, voter fraud and all that stuff?
No, I think that if you have, some parents that are, like you said, not voter fraud. Voter fraud is voter fraud. But if you have parents that are saying, well, I'm voting for my kid, I'm Democrat, you probably got parents that are doing it on the right too. You know what I mean? So,
no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm
I'm probably a little unique in that I grew up in a household that my dad is a very conservative guy. I tend to have very conservative values. I'm definitely side more with my father's points of view, although I love my mom. My mom and I are, great. There's no issues with my mom at all, but my mom is more to the left. So I kind of grew up in a diversified household like that.
I guess that's good, though, to see both sides.
Yeah, for sure.
In the bedroom, are you conservative?
Not at all.
No?
I'm very giving.
Missionary only?
Very giving. You know.
Yeah.
Bro. What? Gonna act now? You gonna be shy now?
Giving.
'Cause you're on camera?
Giving.
Go ahead, tell the folks.
In order to give, you have to have something to give.
I thought you were going to say receive.
This fucking guy. Yeah, no, I mean, Alex, I've been telling you because you don't fucking. Every time I tell him to listen to something, he never listens to it. But,
no, that's not true. I watch a lot, and I didn't, and I should have. But for me, of all the people on the right, Alex Jones is the scariest. He's the scariest.
Yeah.
You don't know what that guy's going to come out with, and sometimes I cringe a little bit.
Yeah, right. He's the most cringeworthy, I guess you could say.
On the right.
Or make it grit your teeth a little bit. But a lot of shit he says does come to light.
When you talk about it. A
lot of shit he says does come to light, even in the past, right? And he does say some outlandish shit. I think that what really got him in trouble is the whole Sandy Hook thing.
Yeah, right.
And whatever. I think he has since fucking pulled back on that anyway. Mm-hmm. But this, he was on Rogan's thing for like 3 hours. He's definitely out there. You're talking like this, fucking intergalactic demons. Like, he gets a little fucking nuts, Yeah. But a lot of the shit he was saying, Rogan was fact checking him live. Jamie was back there, and boom, most of his shit came out correct. Most of it. Yeah. All right. He says that this is what the other side of the Democrats, I guess, are saying they're going to do is if Trump wins, Alex Jones thinks Trump's going to win. And then afterwards, there's going to be 79 days of fucking chaos. And that 79 days is from the election to inauguration on January 20-something, right? And he says that they're going to try to get the Western countries, like I guess California, Washington, Oregon.
States, yeah.
The states, rather, to secede. And they're going to try to get the UN Army to come occupy the United States.
Hey, if California wants to leave, bye-bye. Let them go.
But
the rest of
that would be crazy. You think that's you think another army can come into the United States? Like, how would that fucking even go down? No way.
No, especially with a president that believes in law and order the way that this president does. If he wins, he simply won't allow it. There's just, I think there's going to be clearly there's going to be rioting, and clearly they're already setting up for it. They're boarding up buildings as we speak.
Yeah. In the city, in most cities, right? Most cities. And you sent me that thing with they're dropping off. Yeah. Is that real?
Do I think it's real? I don't know. I think it's as.
But I got a question like this. All right, both presidents. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say Trump's probably saying it more when he's like, November 4th, this the pandemic, all the lockdowns, they're done. How? Why didn't that happen yet?
I haven't heard. Give me the quote. Is that the actual quote? I haven't heard that actual quote. I've heard that
he says we're rounding the turn. November 4th. It's all COVID. He's like, you won't hear about it afterwards. How?
Yeah, I don't know that he said that as strongly as that, but I do.
I'm telling you. This guy. All right, I'm gonna fucking look for it. Exactly.
You're saying that you said your initial quote was after November 4th, you won't hear about it again. I don't think he's actually said that. You're gonna hear about it again. It's just going to be in a different capacity than it would be if the Democrats. You're talking about the dark winter. Biden saying we're going to go into a dark winter. It's going to be a very dark winter, meaning shutdowns, meaning,
right.
Trump wants to get the country back up and running again. He's not saying you're never going to hear about it again. And if he did, quote it. I don't believe he said you're never going to hear about coronavirus again after November 4th. That's a strong, you're doing what CNN does, bud. But anyway.
Dude, go ahead, talk. Cause I'm gonna. Now you tell me I'm wrong. I'm gonna.
I saw this today. Somebody said this today, and it makes a lot of sense.
I mean, this guy's texting like a maniac.
No matter which way it goes, no matter if Biden wins, no matter if Trump wins, if you have the proper perspective in your life, you're still gonna wake up tomorrow
and go to work.
The sun is still gonna shine. The sun,
some of us will go to work.
Yeah, well, exactly. When you said that, I almost fact checked you on that one, but we're gonna survive another presidency no matter which way it goes. So I thought that was a point well made.
It is though, but and that's the thing. That's another thing why I wouldn't. I would be like, what's it matter to vote? Like my fucking life doesn't change. But I feel like this one,
it will. It will.
What are you saying? You just pretty much that's what you just said.
No, I said what. I didn't say life won't change. It absolutely will change. There's no question.
You just said it doesn't matter who the fucking president is.
No, it's not what I said. I said the sun is still going to rise. We're still going to wake up. We're still going to be alive. We have another 4 years to make it through, and then we can make a change again. If it doesn't go my way in 4 years, listen. Whoever wins, I'll respect it. I mean, it's no secret. I'm a conservative guy. It's no secret who I'm voting for. But if Biden wins, Biden's my president. I'm not going to do what the left does.
Who are you voting for?
I'm not going to Trump.
I'm voting for Kanye. I wrote it in.
It's just because you're too chicken shit to say who you're really voting for.
No, honestly, okay. No, I am. My wife wouldn't let me vote for anybody else. No, but I am voting for Trump. And give me one reason why Trump.
One reason?
Give me one. What one?
I'll give you 100, but
I
guess
I don't want 100. I don't want 100. I just want one.
Second Amendment.
Okay, that's good.
Boom, right off the bat. I mean, that would be one of my first ones.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I am too. And honestly, like, you know me, I got a gun because like I wanted a gun. Yep. I wasn't such a big Second Amendment guy.
Well, finances would be second to that.
I definitely think people should have it, but like, but hanging out with you and realizing like the way you speak on it and the importance of it, and just seeing the climate today and how fucking dude, I think you're gonna need guns if this shit. We live in a place where we don't need it.
Correct.
But if we did need it, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't say you don't.
Or how do you know it does? It can't come to our doorstep.
Correct.
So just in case it does, I want to be prepared. And that is definitely something. And dude, they are trying to take our fucking rights away. Yep. They're trying like what ARs, this and that, which is bullshit. Yeah. I'm learning this now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
sure, Second Amendment protected right, and everybody that knows nothing about guns will chime in and be like, "You don't need assault rifle." They couldn't even tell you what an assault rifle is.
And AR doesn't stand for assault rifle.
No,
right?
Armalite.
Yeah. See, I'm learning, bro. I'm learning.
Exactly. So and it's mostly, and I don't even blame them. It's
Biden wants to lock down our country, maybe for years. Crazy. There will be no lockdowns. The great American comeback is underway. I mean that's fucking pretty much saying there's going to be no more lockdowns.
He's referring to the dark winter, like Biden wants a dark winter with lockdowns and stuff like that. You said his quote was,
no,
the coronavirus goes away.
Listen, I'm building my case here.
Okay.
I'm building my case. That's just one. That's just one. We'll keep going. Oh, I'll get it. I'll find it. Don't worry. All right, so then I'll tell you another reason, which I don't know if this even like I said, I keep saying this. Like myself, I can't have a baby, but I'm pro-life, right? I'm pro-life because I wouldn't have an abortion, but I do think it is the woman's choice. I'll give him that. But then I also think that you cannot abort a 9-month fucking kid, a 9-month pregnant. It's just crazy.
It's insanity.
I think it should be like I don't know what let someone else come up with the timeline. But 3 months should be enough.
Of like, all the debates and all the subject matter that I weigh in on. But does that matter? I want to know. The one I weigh in on the least, and I think it would be a fair statement to say about you, is abortion. I know my personal feelings on it. Yeah. I'm 45 years old. If I ever was irresponsible enough, and I listen, and if I'm being honest, there's been a few times in my life where the girl and I have had a conversation and I've said, hey, maybe the morning after pill is not a bad idea in this situation. I don't consider that's certainly not abortion. However, abortion would never be a personal decision that I would ever go down that road ever in a million years. Personally, I don't believe that I have the right to tell women what they can and can't do.
Correct.
So, but I do believe there has to be limitations on it, exactly like you said. If you're there are some states where you can give live birth and then they kill the child afterwards. It's fucking insane.
Now, me saying that's one of the reasons why I want to vote for Trump. Is that hold true though? Does it really? If it's Trump or Biden is that going to change the law or make that law real? You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm asking.
Explain.
Like I'm asking this. Like I said. That's one. I'm saying one of the reasons why I'm voting for Trump is because I don't want that. I think late term abortion should be illegal, right? Mm-hmm. But if Trump is the president, will that happen? Or if Biden's the president, will it go the other way? You know what I mean?
Is he going to outlaw or ban rather?
Third trimester abortion.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's his stance. Sure,
yeah.
A lot of people have stances and a lot of people change. I will say, in my lifetime, he's been the president that has done the most of what he's ever said, and I'm 45 years old.
Yeah.
So I would assume that, he will have strong policy on that, yes. I would assume.
All right, so that's what? So you said Second Amendment. women
for reasons.
Reasons, yeah.
Okay,
give me another reason.
I'll give you one specifically, and it's not a policy reason per se. But when you and I started this podcast out, and I've always been a constitutionalist, I've always been a patriot. My whole life, I've been a proud American, and I know I can hear the other side chiming in now. You know, white privilege and all this fucking shit. But how the left responded and how the left acted in the last year, burning down cities, looting, rioting, has pushed me farther to the right than I've ever been in my entire life. Burning the flag, you know, I'm probably further to the right than I've ever been in my entire life because of that. I just have no respect for that whatsoever. Zero. To, you know, attack and burn down businesses that hardworking people work to build in your own neighborhoods. I just don't get it. I don't see how that constitutes change. And for me personally, if Biden wins. I'm not going to go burn anything down. Are you?
No.
I think that's the difference between, you know.
Well, that's what they say. They keep saying there's civil unrest, potential civil unrest, unrest. Where's that civil unrest coming from?
And again, for the haters and the naysayers out there, they're going to chime in with the racism thing. Well, that's because Joe Biden is more racist than Trump ever thought of being, in my humble opinion. Would you agree with that statement?
I mean, if you look at past
his policies and his statements,
his history, yeah. I mean, it is, yeah, the crime bill,
the fact that it is completely and totally ignored by the media, completely and totally, is mind blowing. What are you looking for, bud? You still looking for the coronavirus quote?
Huh?
You still looking for the coronavirus quote?
I am.
You ain't gonna find it.
I am.
You're not gonna find it.
So look at this. If the Republicans retake the House, they could defund Planned Parenthood.
Well, now you've moved on to something else.
Yeah.
So when we first sat down in this podcast room, roughly, I don't know, 8-9 months ago, you were very middle, way more middle than I am.
I don't like labels. I don't like labels.
I don't like labels either.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think for the first time
I still think I'm
life,
middle, but I mean, like, I'm going to vote for what. Listen, that's another thing. Like,
I was a registered independent my whole life. This is what bothers me. Until this year.
It's like people paint you in a corner because of who you vote for, and I think that's wrong. You know,
I don't give a fuck anymore. Do you?
No. But I'm just saying, like, on both sides, like when, like, you know. Renee will be like, "Oh, how could someone vote for Biden?" I'm like, "It's not a bad person. It doesn't mean they're a bad person. They have their reasons. Which is
why I'm not attacking them.
If
Biden wins, Biden wins.
But I'm just saying, like,
that's what a democracy is.
People vote for their own household. That's how you need to vote. You can't vote for other people. You got to vote for yourself.
Right.
And like another thing, freedom of speech. That's another reason why I'm voting for Trump, because I think he's gonna fight for freedom of speech. He's gonna put sanctions on these all these social media sites that are fucking pretty much putting out fake news or blocking real news. You know, I think that's important.
Completely, 100% couldn't agree more. And I probably should have said that more so than how the left acts, because that is a huge one. But also, you know, stacking the Supreme Court. I mean, that's constitutional?
That's another thing I want.
That's if you can't.
Has the Supreme Court always been at 9?
Yes.
9 was the original 9. Was it?
Listen,
that's what I'm wondering.
I'm not a scholar, but I believe 9 has always been the magic number because it's an odd number, right?
Well, I mean, what if it was 5? I don't know.
I believe.
And they added. That's what I mean. Like,
I believe it's always been 9.
So if it's always been 9, how the fuck since the beginning of the Supreme Court, how can they say we're gonna change laws 300 years later?
But if they can't pass laws the way they want to, if they can't pass laws by getting it through the House and through the Senate, I know
they're going to try to do that.
How do they do it?
No, just by packing the court, right? But I'm saying, but how is that allowed if it hasn't happened in 300 years?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
And
but the Republicans could do it too, and they don't want to.
No, they haven't. Yeah, well, a lot of people say again, like I said, I'm middle, but a lot of people say that the Republicans definitely since the Civil War. Yeah, it's been 9 people since the Civil War. Okay. So pretty much since the fucking, since we were a legit country. Right. But it was 6 when the country was founded.
Okay.
But that had to be a problem though. 3 and 3. Then what? Maybe the president got to pick. I don't know.
Yeah, not sure.
But yeah, 9 sounds pretty much since the beginning of our country. It's been 9. And now they're gonna fucking change it. It's crazy.
It is. Well, no. Now they.
Well, they want to make it no.
Biden
right now, because right now it's supposedly 6-3.
But
it's
again,
6-3.
The left side would say, "Well, that's not true. He's never stated that." Well, his statement is he won't say until he's elected,
right.
Which pretty much gives you a strong indication of what he wants to do, does it not?
Yeah, then they asked Kamala that as well, and she wouldn't say anything.
Right, exactly. How is that constitutional?
And let's be honest,
too.
Let's be honest. If Biden gets in, say he wins, he's not going to be the president for his term.
I don't.
There's
believe
no
so.
way he makes it. No way.
I don't believe so. I don't believe he's. Although I will say this: if I'm going to give the guy credit where credit is due, I will say this: he did much better. The guy's a rambling idiot most of the time when he's at his rallies and things like that. He just says stuff that is just completely incoherent. But both debates that he went up against Trump, I did not see him. I expected a blumbering idiot up there.
Yeah, he
did better
than
I
I thought. Correct.
Trump kind of shot himself in the foot with all his interruptions.
Yeah.
He did much better a second time. The true, if you're on the right, the true, I guess, standout was Pence. Pence crushed Kamala, whatever, however you pronounce her name. I'm trying to be disrespectful, but isn't it Kamala? I think it's
Kamala.
Is it?
Kamala.
Okay, sorry, Kamala. Wasn't trying to butcher it on purpose.
But yeah. Well, and I'll be honest. I'll even say because of taxes. There's a reason why I fucking I make decent money, but I ain't gonna make it forever. But I want to keep it while I can.
Fair. Why wouldn't you want to?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to?
Yeah. No. It's fucking. But. Yeah.
If there's a way to balance the books and not completely crush people with taxes, which is what Trump's plan is, then why wouldn't most Americans, most hardworking middle class Americans, support that? And
I do think I was a political science major in college, so you think I would know a lot more about stuff than I do, but I went to wrestle, so I just was in class.
I know,
and
worked out for you.
Yeah, it worked. I guess it worked out, but shit, where's I going with this?
Well, that's what happens when you get punched in the head a lot. So you forgot everything in political science.
My professor always would tell me, he would always tell the class, like, the president has nothing to do with the economy. But I don't know if I believe that, because I feel like the stock market has to do with the temperature of people's fears, right?
You see that today the stock market took a huge jump up today.
Up?
Up. I saw it on the news when I was at the gym.
Not in my world.
Getting my weight up.
World. Let's see.
Yeah, of course the president has an impact on that. Of course. His decisions, foreign policy is going to impact that.
Well, yeah, I think especially with the way he's bringing jobs back to the United States, I feel like that has to, and the whole the bringing
But again, if we're critiquing
what do you call it? The fossil fuel, he's bringing that back.
Yeah. Not so much bringing it back, just making it stronger. Biden wants to get rid of it completely. Biden states now that he doesn't support the Green New Deal.
Listen, I heard,
but he's also
this is another thing that
on camera saying he does support the Green New Deal.
Alex Jones was talking about. Our levels are already better than everyone else's in the world.
Correct.
Everybody. And
look to China and India.
Listen, and they're not doing anything, right? They're not doing anything. And even if we keep ours the lowest, it does nothing if these other people don't do as well.
Right.
Germany, all these other countries that are able to get ahead of us because they're doing this shit.
I don't mean to come across like I'm a political science major or even that politically affiliated in any way, but what is the Paris Accord? Are you familiar with it? Exactly what it is?
Paris was that the
we pulled out of it.
Yeah, that was kind of
because just like NATO, we pay way more than everybody else.
The Paris Accord was all.
It's about emissions, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's about.
And we pulled out because I think no one else was doing what we were doing.
Well, we just pay more than everybody else pays. Andrew, you familiar with the Paris Accord at all? Go ahead, speak on it.
There's a deal with the Western nations regarding climate change.
Okay, and reducing emissions essentially, right? Yeah.
Again, I'm not a climate change denier or anything like that. I mean, I think it is real. I mean, that's what scientists say, right? But now, I think they don't know if we're causing it or it's naturally caused. But the stuff Alex Jones was saying it was pretty wild, man. It really was. You got it. He was saying something about the coal that we burn now is cleaner and shit. And right now he's saying because carbon monoxide is bad.
The coal
we burn is cleaner.
Who's still burning coal?
We are. What? We are clean. Yeah, clean coal. That's why we hear Trump call clean coal all the time.
Yeah, I guess there is some. I thought most of it wasn't utilized in the United States, but maybe it is. I'm not sure what for. I mean, clearly a lot of it comes out of Pennsylvania, right? Which is where.
Well, that's the fracking. That's the natural gas, right? Fracking's natural gas. Right?
Also, coal mines in Pennsylvania, I believe.
Yeah. Well, it used to be at least, right?
Yeah.
But Yeah. Oh, he was saying back in the 60s, maybe 50s, 60s, 70s, something like that. They were saying by 2020. That back then they were saying by 2020 we're going to be in an ice age. That was the what they were preaching back then.
So how did the original ice age happen then? There was nobody burning fossil fuels back then. There was an ice age once already. How did that happen?
Yeah, no,
nobody was burning fossil fuels.
And also too, like supposedly I heard that these scientists or whatever, I don't know if they're scientists, but they went and they took core samples of icebergs, and it's pretty much you go back in time through these core samples, and they say you could tell temperature change like 8 degrees within a year. And I say we don't see that ever, and that's in the past. Like they've said, our temperatures have been fluctuating since the beginning of time, but we have to be contributing to it, no? And that's nothing. I always say carbon monoxide.
How did
is
the
bad.
dinosaurs die if there's not climate change?
They got an asteroid, bro.
Well, meteors, right?
Well, asteroid meteor, whatever fucking it is, right? Something from the sky hit the Earth.
Maybe that wasn't. That wasn't a valid point.
But that may have created nuclear winter and messed with our climate, right?
Yeah, I'm not even going to weigh in heavily on this because I don't really know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Am I a climate change denier? No, but do I think that it is
used politically?
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Yep. I'm hearing like even the Cold War was bullshit. You know, the Cold War was
Russia,
propaganda.
yeah.
You know, make people scared and make people do shit. And like, all this stuff that's going on is like, you know, as far as the corona or 9/11, like they keep taking our rights away from us little by little.
Yeah, no doubt. Do you see probably one of the biggest proponents of mass? Chris Cuomo, CNN, Chris Cuomo.
Yeah, what were you saying?
He got caught again.
What though? Caught what?
You know, I go to a barbershop every week, and they don't take my mask off until they trim my beard. He's sitting in a barbershop on his cell phone, getting the top of his head cut with no mask on. He got caught by that biker. You know what I mean? When he was still positive. When he was still positive.
Supposedly in his basement.
Yeah. When he was still positive.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say positive. When he was still doing his 14-day quarantine. He got caught by that neighbor that drove by his new house that he's building, no mask, with his whole family, and then a woman who wasn't a family member there, supposedly. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like it's just fear-mongering for politics. That's what I feel like. And I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not saying that. It does exist. But I feel like I agree with Trump on this. You don't shut down the greatest economy of all time. The damage from that is far greater than the damage from coronavirus. It is. There's no greater killer in the world anywhere on planet Earth than poverty. None.
Well, did you
and
see
why are the flu numbers the lowest of any year ever this year? And coronavirus is spiking right before the election.
Did you see the WHO? What the WHO did?
No.
Not the band.
No, I get it, buddy. I get it.
The World Health Organization?
Yeah.
They just came out with something saying that the lockdowns are much worse than the coronavirus.
Okay. Well, now all you people that are watching this and hearing this screaming at Roger that I'm a fucking idiot, which I am, yell at the WHO now because they're saying it. That's supposedly the most reputable health organization in the world, correct?
They've been fucking wrong quite a bunch.
So was Fauci. Fauci has contradicted himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there was you sent me that, I think, right?
What?
Where the guy was talking about Fauci had like something where he's talking about how
supposedly Fauci has a patent on the vaccine for coronavirus, and Fauci obviously, as everybody knows, said at one point in time there's no need to wear masks, especially outside, and then he recanted on that and said that he did it because there was a shortage of masks. And I don't know. It's do I hate on people if you wear a mask, or do I have an issue with it? None at all. I wear a mask where I need to. I put a mask on my children where it's needed. But do I believe that wearing, I don't have it on right now, a little thin piece of cloth around my face is going to protect myself or other people from corona? No, I absolutely do not at all. And I think the science has proved that. And if you don't believe it, you don't need to go any further than Attila's Gym right here in our own very own New Jersey. Ian Smith, that guy has really gone from just being a gym owner to being a proficionado on health, and has hired all the health experts possible. I think he is at somewhere in the realm of 60,000 what am I trying to say? 60,000 people in and out of his gym. Now, obviously, a lot of those are repeat people, but over the last, what has it been, 9 months now, and not a single reported case of COVID. And he's mask mandatory. You don't have to wear it. Optional. Sorry, mask optional. You don't have to wear it. And you can wear one if you want. But he's brought in experts. He's brought in, and he's getting fined every day. I think, what is it, $15,000 a day? Something like that?
Yeah. He said how many people did he have in?
It's somewhere in the and again, they're repeat people, but this is over the course of 9 months. 60,000, I think, something like that. 50. It was 50-something thousand the last time I saw his post on it.
That's wild.
Are you fact checking me?
No, I'm not fact checking. I'm looking at Chris Cuomo lifting a 100-pound dumbbell.
yeah. I just.
That
how
true?
can you get on CNN every night and say that people that don't wear masks are the problem, and then you don't wear one?
Yeah.
And okay, so there's 3 examples. I just remembered another one. So he got caught by the biker, right? His neighbor who caught him when he was doing his 14-day quarantine, right? And then there was the most recent one where he's getting his hair cut and he doesn't have a mask on and he's looking at his phone, right? Someone took a picture of him through a window. And then there's a letter that Tucker Carlson put on that was from his landlord in his condo in New York City that gave him a warning. It said, look, Mr. Cuomo, you've been seen entering our building, riding up and down the elevators. You've been warned multiple times by employees of the building to wear a mask. You haven't done so. You will be fined $500 a day if you're caught again.
Well, it's just
what a hypocrite.
Delegitimizes everything he says.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
COVID is the unified chant of the fake news mainstream media. They will talk about nothing else until November 4th, and the election will be hopefully over. Then the talk will be about how low the death rate is, plenty of hospitals, and many tests of young people. All right, I'm getting closer.
Okay, but you're still not there.
I'm building my case, bro.
Okay, you're going to focus on that for the rest of the show? You want to talk to me a little bit today?
I'm talking to you. I'm just trying to fucking prove myself right and you wrong. I mean, that's what my
I know.
main
You
thing
love to do
is.
that. You love to do that.
That's not very hard.
You're going to come close to what you said was a quote, but you're not going to get it because he definitely didn't say that. But anyway, how do you see the election going, buddy? How do you see, and when do you think we have the actual results in? When do you think you definitively can say Trump is my president or Biden is my president? When do you think you can definitively say that?
I'd say weeks.
Weeks?
Weeks.
I think we'll have a
do you
very,
remember,
very strong indication
you're older
by
than,
Thursday
You're
or
older than
Friday.
I, and you voted all the time, which I did. I may have voted for this one. I don't remember, but
Florida
2000,
debacle?
2000, Bush and Gore. How long did that take? I felt like that took a
felt
while,
like-
right?
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know. I don't want to say, but it was definitely weeks. I feel like.
Yeah. And that was just one state.
Yeah.
Now this is going to be
Well,
disputed
they're
everywhere.
They're saying it is key that he wins Florida. Trump wins Florida, Pennsylvania.
No, but I heard Trump has to
and
win
Ohio.
Florida. Trump has to win Florida, Pennsylvania,
Ohio.
Arizona, and is it Ohio? Michigan. No, I'm not Michigan.
Is it Michigan?
Not Michigan. I don't
Michigan's
know.
a swing state.
Another state. Michigan is a swing state?
Michigan's a swing state, right? Yeah, it is.
North Carolina too.
Oh, North Carolina.
North
Yeah,
Carolina.
yeah. So that's a fucking lot of ifs. No.
He's still.
And then I seen another thing saying Texas is going fucking blue.
What?
Hey, dude,
That's because everybody's leaving
right.
California going there.
Yep. Cuomo got caught with fake weights.
Did he?
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
No.
Fake
Did he
weights.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, what a hip. If that's true, is that true?
Did you loan it to him?
Yeah.
You loan it to him?
Listen, hey, maybe. There's no way I use fake weights. Here's why. Because a couple times I've tried to go like crazy. I tried to military press 315 one time, and I was close. I was very close to the weight, but it was just ugly. The form was horrible. I was shaking all over, and I got fucking ridiculed. I got ripped apart for horrible form, going too heavy. So if it was fake weights, it would have been clean and looked good. You know what I mean? I got
So what?
shredded.
So you should ask Cuomo where he got him?
No, I should never try to go beyond what I can actually lift.
Here it is.
All right, go ahead.
All the fake news media wants to talk about is COVID. On November 4th, you won't be hearing so much about it anymore.
So much. See,
we are
Again.
rounding the turn. Oh, shut the fuck. How much fucking more?
Hey,
Jesus.
Listen, you can't misquote.
Oh, wait, here we go. COVID is going to go away because I'm going to stick it up Roger Matthew's ass and no one's going to see it again.
See, you can't. You if you're gonna quote something, you have
Bro,
to give the
what the
actual
fucking
quote.
mean? This is the actual quote.
Read it again,
Damn.
verbatim.
Oh,
Read
dude.
it verbatim.
I just lost
verbatim.
it. I just
read
lost it.
Yeah.
I just lost it. We'll run it. Oh, wait.
You were doing what CNN does. Constantly.
I just lost it. What do you mean? I just said we won't be hearing about much anymore. Okay.
Exactly. Is that what you said? Is that what you said? It's not what you said.
Dude, that's about as close as it gets.
But it's not what you said.
Not hearing very much about it anymore. That's all we fucking hear about.
Listen, are you in denial? Do you think that coronavirus doesn't exist?
No,
I don't know anybody that doesn't think it doesn't exist. Yeah. I don't know anybody. It exists. It is here. It has killed people. Definitely. Is it way overblown and is it fear-mongering for political reasons? In my humble opinion, I believe it is.
You're insensitive, bro.
Yeah, well, of course people are going to say that. Of course.
No, but you are.
Okay, fine. I have a 98-year-old grandmother that's in a nursing home in New Jersey that is like ground zero for Death Valley, and what,
you gonna go there and visit her and give it to her?
Actually, we're moving her to Maine. We are.
Are you?
So, yeah. She wants to go. She wants out, not just because of coronavirus, for several reasons, but she's 98 years old. And she lives, in New Jersey, and New York is ground zero for killing the elderly. And those are the people you need to protect the most. Those are the people that are most vulnerable. So if you want to say I'm insensitive for my 98-year-old granny, go ahead and say it. But it's just not true. And I just don't care anymore.
My grandmother actually passed away during COVID, not from COVID. She was 99. She passed away.
Yeah, I remember. I'm sorry to hear that, but I remember that happened.
She was like, bro, I remember being like at the deathbed, when she was on like pretty much the last day, and I'm like looking at my mom, like, oh, she fucking looks good. Like she didn't look like bad. Like my grandfather when he died, bro, he looked. When my father died, he looked bad.
Right.
I'm like,
what did your dad pass from? Cancer.
He had what's the esophageal cancer? Yeah.
Smoker.
Yeah, smoker, drinker,
I think you told that story on here, not to get off tomorrow or the election at all, but I think you told that story on here that he made a turn, quit smoking, right?
He did at 50 years old.
Right.
He died at 63, but around 50 he quit. But I mean, he's smoking since he's probably fucking 12 years old.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, and like a lot, yeah.
Wow. Had you not found athletics and wrestling and all that? Because I know, listen, it's no secret. Frankie likes to dabble in some of the exotic. He'll go down the rabbit hole and do some shrooms and things like that occasionally. Do you think you could have been like a smoker and an unhealthy person had you not found athletics at an early age?
Probably, yeah. I mean, of course, yeah.
You ever smoked a cigarette?
I have.
I can't see you with a cigarette. Have you really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
I used to.
When I was young.
I used to go to the sawmill and you could smoke inside, which
yeah.
is fucking 20 years ago. I would bum them. I never bought cigarettes, but I would get drunk and be like, give me a smoke. But
I would.
Once they said you got to go outside 30 below zero and smoke, I was like, I don't like cigarettes that much.
Yeah. No, I would smoke a cigarette here and there, but I used to smoke black and miles and
Did
shit.
you?
But, freak them and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what black and miles are.
No, but you champ them. You freak
I don't know what
them.
that is.
You take all the tobacco out.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And you take the cancer. They call it cancer paper. I don't know if it's cancer paper. You take the cancer paper out. Then you put all the tobacco back in.
Wait, slow down though. What is cancer paper? That's a liner inside of the actual tobacco?
And the black amount. And then you champ it. It's called champ it, freak it, Okay. Then you put it back in, kind of like pencil pack it, but not super tight. And then it hits, because you can hit it like a champ.
You just talked a completely foreign language to me. I've probably smoked weed in my entire life.
It's not weed, bro. Black and mild.
Oh, well then what's fucking you up?
No, it's a black and mild. You never smoke a black and mild?
No, I thought you meant you were.
It's like a cigar.
What do they call it? A Dutch, right?
A Dutch, yeah.
I thought that's what you were talking
about. But this, like people, you call it, you freak it, you champ it, you take the black and mild. Like when you get it from the store, it's like super packed. You hit it, and you can barely there. You undo it. You take all the tobacco out.
It just tastes better, or you get something out of it?
You could hit it harder, I think. Okay. I don't know why I did it. I mean, someone told me to do it, so I did it.
Yeah. All right. No, I never.
But I did for a little bit. I was never into smoking cigarettes or tobacco. Not very much. No. My body couldn't take tobacco very well.
Me either. I struggle to breathe as it is. I don't have great lungs.
No, but I mean, I tried chewing tobacco because it's big in wrestling. It's big in wrestling. Yeah. And they're like, oh, it helps you. I put a chew in. I don't think about food for a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, let me try this.
You know what turned me away from all that?
I did
more than
chew
anything, the
twice,
stereotypes.
And I thought, what, chew?
Like the guys with the big chew lip and the black teeth, and I never wanted to.
Yeah, well, I mean, I threw up fucking twice. Both times I tried it.
A little bit, right?
I mean, dude, I roll a blunt. If I roll a blunt with weed in it, I get lightheaded just from licking the blunt.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
From tobacco. I buy the hands tobacco well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No, I definitely smoked back in the day when you could smoke in a bar, but ever since they passed that law where you got to go outside, I don't think I've had a cigarette
But it's
since.
crazy, like, when I was in college.
You know who's fucking smoking again? And I'm going to call you out right now, you son of a bitch. Mr. Healthy himself, that literally even his shampoo is organic. Jesse, bro.
He smokes cigarettes again?
Well, he's going to be pissed that I called him out. He's going to be pissed.
Damn,
I got to call you out, buddy. You're my little brother. I love you.
Wow.
Stop smoking cigarettes.
Wow, that's fucking bad.
He probably buys a pack one. I feel like when he stresses, I understand
that.
He doesn't. He thinks that he's sneaking it past me, and I don't know because I'm his big brother. He knows I'll kick his ass. But I know he's come to a few backyard things that I've had, and I know he's got some personal shit, nothing that nobody else does have going on. But I think he stresses a little bit, and he'll go out in the front yard and have a cigarette.
I don't get that though. I noticed that people that smoke and like something traumatic will happen in their life, and they're like, "Oh, I gotta smoke a cigarette."
Yeah. But he is the healthiest guy I know.
Oh, no, he ain't.
Well, maybe you are. Okay, maybe you are. But
I'm just saying now he's not.
Well, no, exactly. That's my
that
point.
Just cuts
but
all the health away.
He will preach.
Oh, preach a fucking. Let's you need to ground,
bro.
You need to ground. Don't be grounding while you're smoking cigarettes,
I go
pal.
on vacation with him, and he packs a bag with clothes and another duffel bag, and I'm talking a big ass duffel bag full of nothing but vitamins and essential oils and fish oils and organic shampoo, bro. Went to borrow his shampoo. I'm like, what is this shit? Everything is all organic, and he preaches it, and he talks about it, and then I'll be like, motherfucker, you smoked a cigarette. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that just erases everything.
And he's going to hate me. Jesse, I love you. Just stop smoking cigarettes, bro.
Yeah, bro, we're putting you on blast, man. Hey, we're pulling your car. Let's go.
I know he's going to be embarrassed, but...
So, okay, you asked me how I think it's going to go. How do you think it's going to go?
I have said...
You think Trump's winning?
I have said this.
I don't know who's winning. I can't say I don't. I
can tell you why I've said this. I've said it right up until very recently, probably the last few days. Trump landslide, fucking landslide victory. I've now changed. I've now changed it to I think it's going to be a narrow margin of victory, but I think he's going to win.
Okay,
that's what I say.
Yeah.
What do you say again? What was your call?
I mean, yeah. All right. If I have to predict. Yeah, I think it's going to be chaos until I think it'll be chaos. Obviously, if Trump wins, if there's, how about this though? Okay.
Now, why do you say that though? I'm so interested as to if Trump wins, only one side. Why is it going to be chaos?
Yeah, because
why is it not going to be chaos if Biden wins?
Because
we don't operate like that.
Yeah, what about we? I'm not saying we. You can say we. You got a mouse in your pocket, bro? I'm fucking we. Don't put me in the same boat as you. All right.
Renee, come down here.
No,
come down here, Renee.
No, but the other side, I agree.
You know what I mean?
They don't operate like that. At least you haven't seen that yet. But yeah, I don't know. Say this. Say it goes down like this, right? Because now they're controlling media, right? The other side's controlling media. Okay, supposedly. I mean, they kind of are. Okay. Or like just like they didn't that New York Post, Twitter didn't let that story go, right?
Completely.
Okay, about Hunter Biden, which you sent me the pictures. This dude's fucking he said looks like I want to hang out with him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Right?
I might party with that guy. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
I might.
So say Trump does win. Right, but the media goes, every fucking news station says Biden won. Now Trump's gonna be on Twitter or on whatever, and all these Trump people are gonna be on Twitter. No, we actually won, but they don't let it out. They don't let it even be shown on Instagram. They shut all that stuff out.
There's at least one network that will show the real results. At least one.
What?
Fox.
I don't know, bro. Fox has kind of been on borderline.
Fox is bought, by Disney, so it is slowly going left. But
there you go.
It hasn't yet. Tucker Carlson is still on air, bro.
Yeah, well, that's because they have such good numbers, probably.
Could be, but you think Tucker Carlson's not going to speak the gospel and tell you the truth?
Yeah, I mean, I know. You think he would. But do you think they could do that?
Do I think they could do it? I think based on what they've done thus far, is it a actual possibility?
Okay, now,
but then, if Trump does win this, and I believe that real numbers will come out, however it has to happen. If he wins, and he will be the president. Does mainstream media lose every fucking iota of credibility it ever had?
I mean, I think it has already. No,
for the most part. I mean, look at 2016. They were saying he had no shot.
Well, do you see what a lot of people right now are trying not to say stuff because they felt like they got blamed for getting Trump elected.
How so?
By saying, "Don't worry, Biden's gonna win. Don't worry, Biden's gonna win. Don't worry this. Don't worry that." Or by giving Trump all this news time. Now they're trying not to do that. They're trying to do the opposite, from what I hear.
Like, when we first sat down here and we started talking about coronavirus, when coronavirus first came out, and they it was this global pandemic, this crazy killer killing everybody. I remember saying to you, because we didn't know, just like everybody has their opinion. I'm not an expert. You're not an expert. He's not an expert. We're just two guys down here bullshitting. That's all we are. But I remember saying to you when everybody was freaking out, and at the time we were even like, geez, I don't know. I mean, is this the greatest killer that's ever existed, the greatest disease that's ever happened in our lifetime? We didn't know. We still sort of don't know. I think we have strong indications of what it can do and what it is and how to treat it. But we sat down here, and I remember saying to you, pull it back in your own world. If you tuned out media, right? If you tuned it out and you just pulled it back in your own world, how many people do you know that have died from it?
Yeah, I know, zero.
We don't know anybody.
Right.
We don't know anybody. And then the people that are saying you insensitive motherfucker scumbags who do have people in their family that maybe have died from it or whatever, how many comorbidities did they have, and what was their age group? Did they really die of corona, or was it corona that put them over the edge because they had 2.6 other comorbidities and were
comorbidities, not comorbidities.
I keep saying it wrong. I'm always going to listen. Nobody mispronounces shit more than you. Nobody mispronounces shit more than you. All right, wait till the next time you mispronounce something.
He took it with him in his mobile.
So my point was going to be, before you rudely interrupted me, if we pulled this election back into our own world, and now we live in a blue state, no question. Jersey's probably going to go Biden, right? We do live in probably a red county, but we live in a blue state. It's probably going to go Biden. There's really not much argument there. But if you pulled it back in your own world, and where you've been, where you've traveled, you've fought, you've been to Vegas, where you've been. Do you see a lot of Biden signs? Do you see a lot of crowds supporting Biden? Do you see a lot? I don't see it. These Trump rallies are 30,000 plus.
Seems like
I go out in the bay, and every boat I see, fucking every single boat I see has a Trump flag on it.
Trump was in like 8 states the past 2 days or something.
I know.
Like he's crushing.
But I'm not even talking
now.
about that. I'm saying, just like Corona, pull it back in your own world. I don't see huge rallies. I don't see huge people. Garden State Parkway yesterday got shut down.
Right. I said, listen, and I seen another thing. Listen,
the fucking Cuomo Bridge shut down.
Listen, and I seen another thing.
Trump.
I know. I seen another thing. People are like, oh, if that was the other way around, they'd be getting tear gas, this and that. But these people didn't intentionally shut down the parkway.
They're not burning anything down.
But they didn't intentionally shut it down.
They're not fucking burning anything down.
But am I right? Am I right by this? They didn't. It just had so many people that it created traffic.
I can't answer that because I don't know. I don't know. That's what I heard. But do I know if some guy up at the head of the line jammed his brakes on and jumped out and started? I don't know that. So I'm not going to say that. But what I do know is they could have inconvenienced a lot of people, no question. If I was going to the airport and that stopped me, would I be pissed the fuck off? Abso-fucking-lutely.
You would vote for Biden then
the next day? No, zero chance. Zero chance. The guy wants to take my guns away. Zero chance. But did they burn anything? Did they loot anything? Did they burn anything down? Did they burn an American flag? Did they say how much they hate the fucking United States? No, not a single person. Not a single person. And that's where I stand. I mean, I've always been, a conservative. I've always been a patriot. I've always been a proud Second Amendment guy. However, I'm fully invested as being a Republican now, and I never was. I was an independent my entire life, and it's based a lot on how the left acts and what they do and the way they talk about this country and the way they burn down and loot and
I just wonder
attack.
why are so many celebrities that side?
I wish I could.
I just wonder why.
I wish
they didn't have a grip on real life. You think?
I wish I could answer that. I don't know. I don't know. I wish. That's one question I wish I knew. Why is Hollywood almost 98% left? Why? I don't know. I don't get it. You would think if they were concerned with taxes, but I also don't like things they do. Chelsea Handler. Talking about 50 Cent. I mean, how you talk about the most racist and doesn't catch an ounce of crap from news organizations other than maybe Fox about the words she chose to use. I had to remind him he was black. If somebody on the right said anything like that, anything even remotely close to that, they would get crucified.
For sure.
Crucified. It's crazy. I know who I am. I like who I am. I know that to my grandparents, there's no bigoted blood in my family whatsoever. I don't care if people think that I'm racist. You're entitled to your fucking opinion. I know who I am, and I know that I'm not voting myself for a personality.
What's the name of that, your property in Maine, though? What's the name of it? What's it called?
What is it? You're going to something cotton farm? What are you going to fucking say now?
I thought it's called the Matthews Plantation.
Yeah, see? I fucking knew it. I knew it. Scumbag. At least it wasn't a gay joke. But anyway.
You just fucking grow little boys on there.
Here we go. Then I'd be voting for Biden.
Yeah, you would. I seen a great speaking of fucking.
I love the argument when everybody. There's a number of people that do it, and I forget her name now, but a number of people go out to these rallies or whatever, and they'll go and they'll speak to the left, and they'll say, why are you voting for Biden? And they'll immediately answer the question that Trump's a racist, and their counter is, well, then Biden's a pedophile. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I seen I seen a great costume. It was like a little girl, and it had like Biden.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
attached to her, smelling her.
Smelling her. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess if you.
So all right.
If you don't stand for something, you stand for nothing.
Tomorrow riots.
Not tomorrow.
Or Wednesday.
Not tomorrow. I mean, there may be some small flare-ups here and there.
Wednesday.
But I say by Thursday, listen, if Trump wins, cities are going to burn. They're going to burn. If Biden wins, you'll hear a couple crickets chirping.
Now,
Biden's my president. If Biden wins fairly, and I believe that it will happen, I believe that there's so much emphasis has been put on voter fraud. And I'm not saying there won't be any voter fraud. I think in any sort of electoral system of any sort, there is a certain amount of fraud. But I think for the most part, if he wins or, it will be legitimate, and Biden is my president. Joe Biden is my president. Is he your president if he wins?
Sleepy Joe.
He's your president, right?
Yes.
He's my president. I'm not burning shit down.
Nothing you could do about it.
Right.
At that point. Impeach him.
For what?
I'm joking. Well, okay. All right. Trump becomes president in 2016. They do everything in their power to come up with this Russian collusion, whatever, that ends up being a hoax, right?
It's funny how it's spinning now. Look who colluded now.
Right. So now they impeached him because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
No, well, again, we
know.
In the House, they impeached him. Yes,
they impeached him because of it.
It never was going to the Senate ever, and they knew it.
Yeah, obviously, yes. Never got that far because the Senate is predominantly Republican right now. Mm-hmm. So then the Corona comes about, and they kind of used. I don't say they used that against Trump, but I'm saying to me they are politicized.
Immediately started calling him xenophobic.
They're politicizing it and using it to kind of get him out of office. Okay, say he does win. What else can they do? Is there anything else they can do to get him out?
Yes.
What?
Execute him.
Yeah.
That'll be next.
You think?
Absolutely.
Well, supposedly he's had several attempts on his life already. Right?
Yeah, but they were corny ones. I'm talking about.
No, but you don't know. I mean, it could have been corny that's got stuff, but if it moved to the next step, it might have been real. You're talking about
that crazy lesbian girl that tried to poison him. Is that what you're talking about? What are you talking about?
No, supposedly he has like his own. He has the Secret Service, and then he has his own team as well, from what I hear. And I'm sure they thwart many fucking threats.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think there's been anything as elaborate as the man on the grassy knoll. I don't think there's been anything that elaborate as far as an attempt on his life. But I do believe
wasn't Reagan shot? Reagan was
shot. Yeah. Not fatally, obviously, but he was shot. Yeah,
that's kind of G, bro.
Yeah. He's a gangster, bro. Yeah, I forget where he was hit, but he was.
Which president? Shot. One president, I don't know if it was Theodore Roosevelt, was shot, and before he gave his speech. What a gunshot wound before he got treatment.
Really?
Yeah, it was like old time president. Yeah.
Who was shot who was sitting in the mezzanine watching the thing that was shot way back?
Lincoln?
Was it Lincoln? Lincoln was shot, right? And he died. Right, but he died of the infection, right? Killed him. He didn't die of the gunshot itself.
Oh, that I don't know.
I think he died of like gonorrhea or something. Really? Not gonorrhea. Gonorrhea is a sexual one. What am I trying to say? The gangrene. I think he died of gangrene. Gonorrhea, maybe two. I don't know.
Was a G, bro.
Anyway, I don't know, man. Listen, we're not Joe Rogan. We don't have an amazing, hugely, popular podcast over here. But if you as Frankie Edgar could address the public and say something to them about either way, what would you say to the people? I think what was already been said, which I said, and it's not my quote, somebody else said it, the sun is still going to rise tomorrow. You're still going to wake up. I
think that, I agree.
No matter who wins.
Listen,
and in 4 years, you get another shot at it.
What we have to remember is we're in this together. We're all fucking Americans.
Right.
Whoever gets elected, we're all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just because you vote for someone else doesn't mean you got to be enemies.
I will not ever say Biden is not my president. He will be my president if he wins.
If I become the president, will I be your president?
You are, sir.
Okay.
You are.
All right.
You can run?
I'm gonna run.
You ever think about, you were a political science major.
No,
you ever think
never.
about getting a little
Never.
more locally involved or no?
No.
You weighed in on the school board thing.
I did. I'm not, and I got flack for it too.
Did you?
I got flack from the. It's kind of funny. I got flack from like the side that I feel like I'm part of, And all I was doing was just saying. Well, first I was sticking up for Fraser. That's what happened. I was sticking up for Fraser. Someone's talking shit to Fraser, so I jumped in on it, and the guy fucking attacked me. And I'm
was that what's his name from
the one radio station?
Yeah, 101.5.
Yeah, and he jumped down and I didn't even know who this guy was. I'm like, yo, first off, I don't know who you are.
When you say jump down your throat, this is all through social media.
Yeah. And that's why I don't do this stuff. But I'm like, bro, I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am. Don't say my name again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you threaten him a little bit.
A little bit. Not really. No. No. But it was funny. I was like, this guy's not allowed of Tom's River. It was a joke. I didn't even know who the fuck this guy is. And then come find out, it's this guy, Bill Spadea, 101.5. Yeah. But I think he is along. He's along our lines.
Dude, he absolutely. I listen to him every morning.
No, but then I come to find out. Listen,
he absolutely refuses to wear a mask and never has worn one ever, anywhere.
I respect that. But he was complaining about what was it? What was the whole about getting funding? And he's sitting there. He's from Princeton. They were all pushing to get funding for Princeton. It's like, yo, you can get your funding, I can't get my funding. Right, I just want my kids to have the same opportunities I have.
Hypocrisy,
that's all.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think that we could probably sort of wind this thing down now, unless you got anything else you want to add. No. But we've always, up till this point, I think we've been very middle. I think most people don't know where we stood or where we stand, and I still consider myself middle. We've had many guests that have sat on that couch that have been on the left, and I have learned from them. I've absolutely learned from them. I have no animosity towards them whatsoever, and I hope that they wouldn't me for my political views, but I hope that I've given a greater understanding of what my values are and why I'm voting the way I'm voting, and I think you've given some inclination as that, and I don't hate on you at all. I think the most important advice for any American is vote. Just vote. We live in a democracy. Democracy rules. If Joe Biden wins, Joe Biden's my president, And
then you're
I'm not going to lie, I'll be a little disappointed, but in 4 years we'll vote for somebody else.
2024, Edgar Matthews.
If he comes to take my guns, I'm probably not going to give them up.
How would that
very
work?
Easily. It'll never happen. It'll never happen.
Especially after this, like, dude, it's the biggest gun sales ever.
It'll never happen. There's no fucking way.
That's what I mean. Like, that's why, like, I feel
could they make it harder for you and I to go buy? Yeah, and that's what they'll do.
Well,
there's no buyback program ever fucking happening.
But that's what I'm saying.
It will be a civil war.
I'm saying, is that the right? Is that the right trying to? The right's way of getting people out. They're gonna take your guns. They're gonna do that. Like, oh shit!
So if it was just the right saying it, why is Joe Biden saying you're damn right? He's in an interview saying you're damn right. You don't need an assault rifle. He couldn't even tell you what an assault rifle is.
I know, but you just said it. You said they're not taking it.
He called it an AR-14.
Yeah. That's because he don't like 15-year-olds. 15's too old. 14's perfect for him.
So anyway, and that's a pinnacle view of mine for sure. I mean, I think the Second Amendment is backs up the First Amendment. You know what I mean? It was what allowed you to have the First Amendment. So, and I think somebody who used to call me very crazy over here is now coming around to maybe a little bit of my way of thinking. In that, you used to look at me like I was a fucking madman when I said that.
What?
There was there was tyranny here once before.
No, you're yeah. I mean, yeah.
And you said you're fucking nuts. It ain't gonna happen again. And then someone went out and got his firearms ID card.
No, I had that before that. I had that
actually,
that.
I think you're right.
I did. I got extra guns though.
You just bought a ton more after.
Yeah, I know. Listen, when it comes on your doorstep,
right?
You start to worry.
Correct.
But like really,
big government is bad.
I keep saying that, like I was talking to Eddie about it. I'm like, I said I'm a suburban. He's a city kid. We're suburban city kids, Yeah. I'm like, we're thinking, we're gonna protect ourselves. We're tough. We know how to fight. Da da da. Then you got a guy like Tim Kennedy, bro.
Yeah.
Who
Next level.
Who really knows how to fucking survive, protect himself. And he's like, yeah, we'll go out with fucking baseball bats, get fucking sniped from fucking 1,000 yards.
But there's way more guys like you and me, and I would never in a million years. And I've been around guns a lot longer than you, but I would never. There's very few guys that are on Tim Kennedy's level. Very few. I'm more on your level. We're more on the same level. However, that's what makes up the greatest part of America is guys like us, not guys that are Green Berets, not guys that are operators. I'm not an operator. I'm a guy that likes to go to the range and, put rounds down range, and I just have a passion and a love for the Second Amendment, more so than guns itself. It's what the Second Amendment represents to me, and I don't shoot much. Neither do you.
I know, which is wrong.
I agree. We're talking about going this weekend, though. So,
yeah.
We should go. Tim Kennedy, you want to come out and join us, pal?
Yeah, I would love to go to his thing, a sheepdog response team.
No question.
That'd be dope.
I'd love to have Tim on the couch someday.
Yeah. The casting couch?
Yeah. It's never ending with the gay humor. Never ending.
Hey, you said it. I didn't.
The couch. The couch. That couch.
The casting couch. All right. Well, hey. We resolved. Well, we didn't resolve shit, but I mean, we talked it out, and tomorrow we're gonna see.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think we're gonna know, but I do think we'll get a good idea, right?
I think
honestly, if most people voted by mail, is that right? Is that most around the country? Most people voted by mail, yeah.
Well, it's really the only way to vote. The only way you could in person vote is if you're handicapped.
I know, but it's in every state.
Yeah,
that's in New Jersey, but every state that way?
The difference is some states don't begin counting them until, and again, Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong, some states don't begin counting until I think it's midnight on the 4th.
Midnight.
I'm not sure on that.
Yeah. Anyway, different states begin counting the ballots at different times.
But I see Trump early voting saying this is looking good.
Yeah. I don't know. Here's what I know, that I do not trust mainstream media at all, and I'm not the minority in that. That is the majority of America at this point. So, all right. Well, anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, listening to our wild rants. You certainly don't have to agree with us. That is the great thing about being American. You have the First Amendment. You can say whatever you want. You can start your own podcast.
You do right
tomorrow
now. You do right now, at least.
And it's a democracy. So just go vote. That's the most important thing you can do at this point in time is show up at the polls and vote for your beliefs. I would encourage you, if I could give a little advice, to not vote for personality, vote for policy, but you do whatever you feel in your heart is the right thing to do.
Edgar Matthews, 2024.
Thank you, guys. Tune in, Champ and the Tramp, every Tuesday.